Hey, um, two- hello, and welcome back to, should I say school? Well, however we want to take it, just welcome back. I don't say welcome back to my YouTube channel. Anyways, in today's video, I'm trying to solve some forensic questions and explain certain terms and techniques used by hackers to make the job of a forensic security personnel or more complicated. Yes, so we will move straight into the video. Yes, so there's a case, and then the case is with regards to chain of custody. And this is the question. So there are two slides, I suppose. Yeah. So this is the question here and this side. So it says Jacob was the vice president of sales for a software giant located in Canada. He was responsible for the growth of the software service sector of his company. He had a team of specialists assisting him in several assignments and signing deals across the globe. Rachel was a new recruit to Jacob's specialist team. She handled client relations for the software giant. Rachel accused Jacob of demanding sexual favors in return for her annual performance raise. She claimed that Jacob sent a vulgar email in which he made an indecent proposal for the favor if she agreed to his terms. Rachel lodged a complaint against Jacob at the district police department and served a copy of the complaint to the management of the software giant. If found guilty, Jacob faced the possibility of losing his job and reputation and could have faced up to 3 years of imprisonment as well as a fine of 15,000 US dollars. That's a lot of money. And then the second slide says the company management team called Ross a computer forensic investigator, so they called professional, to come and determine the truth. Ross searched for emails on Rachel's system and found incriminating email from Jacob. Jacob hired an attorney to defend him against the complaints Rachel lodged. So Jacob went to look for an attorney, a lawyer, to come and represent him. It's like he has been served to come to the court, so like he has to look for someone to represent him at the court. And Ross produced Ross produced evidence before the court of law. And James, who is Jacob's attorney, challenged the evidence Ross had collected. James proved that Ross did not follow the chain of custody and in return tampered with the evidence. So James, who is Jacob's lawyer, is trying to say that Ross didn't follow any chain of custody because he did not also provide the chain of custody together with the evidence they collected from Rachel's email. So he has James, who is Jacob's attorney, is trying to say that Ross has tampered with the evidence. So the evidence is like it cannot be used in court because he didn't provide any chain of custody. And if he did not tamper with the evidence, then he should provide a chain of custody. So I know you are wondering what it's a chain of custody. What chain of custody is, and over here it says proper chain of custody must declare clearly how evidence was discovered, acquired, transported, investigated, preserved, and handled between different parties involved in the investigation. So if with a chain of custody, whatever I do to acquire an evidence, I have to write everything down in details. If the evidence is taken from the scene, like where it happened, if it's taken from, I have to write in details. It was taken from here at this time and was sent to this place, and whatever I do to the evidence, I have to state it, I have to write it down in details. And in this case, this is what uh, what's his name? Ross. This is what Ross refused to provide to the court of law. So because Ross did not provide this chain of custody to the court, James, who is a lawyer of Jacob, is saying that then he has tempered with it, because if you don't write down every single step he took in providing the evidence, then you have tempered with it, because you are a forensic investigator, you are capable of tempering. You can, let me not say you are capable, you can tamper with the the evidence and change it to make Jacob look guilty. So the court should not accept the evidence, and the court also dismissed the case. And over here it's saying tampering with evidence is the concealment, destruction, alteration of falsification of evidence, and it's a serious crime that carries a felony charge in many states. This place, if from the second slide, if you even watch, the Ross was warned. They warned him, like, next time he should, provide his chain of custody, because if he doesn't, it will be a serious aha over here. Ross, no news, rest of the place. Am I lost? The court rejected Rachel's case and issued a warning to Ross. You see, they warned Ross, who has nothing to do with the case. His own is just to provide the evidence. They warned him and said, like, he should, next time he should not tamper with evidence. He should provide his chain of custody and stuff. Under normal circumstances, they wouldn't even warn you. They will arrest you or they will give you a fine. You see, so with this, I agree with what the court did, because the court uses facts, and Ross refused to bring facts, because he could have tempered with the evidence, make it to it will no longer be facts. I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say. So this is what I wrote down, just something small. I do agree with the decision of the court. The reason is because if chain of custody is not provided, there would not be any legitimate way to prove that the provided evidence is indeed legit. Hence, if Ross should have provided the chain of custody, the evidence would have been flawless and could have been used authenticated easily for validation. Yeah, pardon the grammatical error. Now, Ross' failure to provide the chain of custody indicated that the evidence provided by Ross was not trustworthy and might have been tampered with by Ross. As we all know, the court only deals with facts. Yeah, so this is what I did for. This is just something small to indicate that I do support the decision of the court. Moving on to question 2. Let's see, what does question 2 say? Question 2 is page 87. Yeah, I think it's at page 87 or 86. It's 87. No, 86. Yep, 86. So it says search online for a tool or technique that criminals use to hide evidence for their activities. Provide one example here. Describe how the technique or tool works and how it makes an investigator's job more challenging. The investigator in these cases, they are talking about a forensic investigator, and then there are many tools. There are many tools that anti-forensic. There are many anti-forensic tools used by a lot of people or hackers, and those tools, like, they make investigation very, 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 very difficult and complicated for forensic investigators. There are a lot of tools. Some of them can delete whatever is on the hard disk or storage media, and they will disable keyloggers. They will disable loggers, or loggers are like when you type, like keyloggers are like when you type, whatever you type, it will be recorded temporarily on your disk. So for some time, for a particular time, like whatever you have typed, will be. You see, if I type Chin at a certain part on my computer, it will be like there will be a history that I typed Chin this, so they can get those two together, those things together. That people can disable them. They disable them, and when they are down doing their illegal acts, they disable them and then delete everything on the hard disk. They use the disk wiping technique. They don't just delete it. When you delete it, it can still be recovered. So they shred it. They shred it like the meaning of the term shred is like omit team. I don't know if you guys understand the language I'm speaking about. It's basically they deleting it and making sure that you cannot get access. So it's like irreversible deleting. The normal deleting we all know, we right click it and you go to delete it and empty recycle bin. No. That's not the deleting. Even after that delete, a forensic investigator can retrieve the deleted file. But when they shred the hard disk, you cannot retrieve it. Then it makes the work so difficult for the forensic investigator. Another technique is the steganography. And then the steganography, they use a tool. There are a lot of tools there. There's like F5 and there's JSTEG. All these are tools that like can be used for steganography. So what is steganography? It is the technique, or it's a process of hiding messages within files, or it's a process of hiding files within another file. So let's say you have a picture. You took a picture, and when you took a picture, first of all, before I consider with the example, when you are sending message to someone, there is this thing known as encryption. You are sending. Everyone knows you are sending the message to someone, but they cannot know what the message is because it's encrypted. Only the person you are sending the message to will know what the message contains. So steganography is like encryption, but in this case, you wouldn't even know that a message is being sent to someone. Now, coming back to the example I started earlier, you took a picture, and in the picture, you want to send a message to someone. You see, a particular person, maybe your boyfriend or a company they are working with, us, like your partner, a partner. The illegal person is saying, let me not use you, let me use an illegal person, because the person is doing an illegal action. The person is illegal. So the person is doing an illegal thing, and the person is trying to send a message to another person illegally or something, or which might not be illegally. Well, for whatever reason, the person chooses to hide it, and is using the steganography method. The person will just pick an image or video or audio file and hide the message inside, and you can never detect it with the eye. You cannot look at the message and detect it with the eye unless you have the original copy of the file, which could be image or audio. Then you might see a slight change and decide, okay, so there might be a secret message in this file. Yeah, but if you do not have access to the original copy, there's no way you can tell just by looking at the file which have the message hidden in it. So all these things make the work of the forensic investigator very, 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 very difficult, because if there are numerous files, if there are thousands of files, it means you have to find a way and go through each file to find which file contains any hidden message or hidden file which is being tried to send to someone during the investigation process, and it can be very, 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 very difficult and tedious. Yeah, so steganography is the technique used, and then the tool used in this technique is JSTEG and F5 and other techniques. And there is I've already spoke about it, file encryption. The file encryption is just encrypting a file and sending it to someone, so the person will have the decrypting key, and you can only use the decrypting key to unencrypt, you remove the encryption key and have access to the message or whatever. If you do not have that, you cannot have access to it. And even though this might be a forensic investigator will be able to bypass this, but it will be very, very difficult and take a very long time to generate the decryption key without the person who encrypted it giving the decryption key to the forensic investigator. And another, this another process is another technique is called the malware. So the malware is when the person finishes doing their illegal activities with the computer or with the device, then they launch a malware onto the device just to damage or disable the device, so that like you, the forensic investigator, or any forensic investigator who gets hold of the device, cannot do anything, because there is malware on it. Even if the forensic investigator can do something about it, it will take a very long time. It will be very, very complicated, because the malware destroy. They look for, they destroy. So they will definitely destroy a lot of things on there. This will permanently delete a lot of things, and it's all this will make the work of the forensic investigator very, 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 very tedious. And you have to have patience, otherwise you cannot be a forensic investigator. Just imagine. Yeah. So these are techniques, and then some tools used for the techniques in yeah. So all these are anti-forensic. As you can see, I've indicated over here, all these are anti-forensic tools and techniques used to make the work of a forensic investigator very difficult. And it's not a good thing, but people do it. It doesn't matter anyways. Yeah, so that brings us to the end of this video. I hope you stayed to the end, and I might see you next time in another video. Stay blessed and have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. But more importantly, like the video. For me, you should not subscribe. You just like one click button, like it. It's not cost you anything. All right.